Here is a intermediate rider, and we're going to take a break down right here. She's going from heel to toe, and she's using a lot of upper body. You can see her arms really kind of just like flailing around, using counter rotation movement almost to get the board around. So she's using a lot of upper body. If we just break it down right there, so you can see that the first movement she's doing is to get her arms around, her shoulders around. So her shoulders are around, but her board is still right there, so she's countered. She's twisting her upper body or countering her upper body, and then a lot of the times they counter rotate to get the board around. So we'd want to focus on lower body movements to get this board around right there. Finally, you see right there, look at that arm flay all the way around. It's a really powerful movement. This front arm is flailing around. So here it comes, use that. And now you can see her lower body is here, but her upper body is like that. So quite a big alignment issue right there. And then she comes down. She's going to try to get the board straight, but she's having a bit of a problem because this back hand, you can tell it's out of alignment. If it was behind her a little bit more, I wouldn't see it, and she would be in alignment, and the board would be a lot easier to get straight. So there she comes right there. Now she's using her upper body. See that hand raising up? Right there. So you see how the lower body is still, it's like that, and the upper body is opened like that. So quite a big alignment issue right there. And then both hands, like, instead of being her hands like right at her hips, they're way out there. She's using a lot of upper body to steer. Let's see there, that front hand's starting to, then using the upper body again first to steer. So her hip is pointing that way, like that, and her shoulder, her front shoulder, is pointing over here. So she's using different movements, upper body counter rotation movements to get the board around. She does get a stop, but she's just using a lot of upper body to make that turn. Flailing her hands around, chucking her meat. So using those hands. Good rider in stance. Good ability. There's just some things that she could work on to help improve her riding to make her more efficient. So one thing we noticed just right off with this rider is like his hands out there. If it was in alignment, we wouldn't really see it. It would be back over, just lying there. Just like if you were walking, your hands just fall to your side. So he's out of alignment there. You can see that. And he's switching edges here, nice, but now he's almost catching an edge. We can see really, really close to catching an edge right there. But let's see him keep going down. And another thing we're noticing here is that his head is looking down where he should be looking out in front of him. So he's looking down at his feet, which most people do, especially at the beginner lower levels. They work on foot technique, so they're staring down. If he could get his eyes up a little bit more. Now he's going to try to transition edges here. see this. Okay, I'm already seeing, just right there, downhill edge is starting to kick up snow, so I know that his uphill edge is his heel, but he's putting weight on his toes right there. I just saw it almost catch an edge right there. Now, if he could actually stand up a little bit more, he's still staying in a kind of a hillside stance right here a little bit too long, and his board is almost parallel to the fall line right now. Let's see, right there. So he is really compensating to get over onto his edge. If he could just get his upper body to be straight instead of, you know, like hunched over like this, and his hand right here, you know, it's just throwing everything out of alignment. But he does make it. He gets it around, which is nice. He's, you know, a strong rider, so he's using more strong movements instead of efficient ones. Comes through, and what I like is that he finally does get around, and he starts standing up here. So he gets around, right? He's still not, you know, overcompensating. He's putting his shoulders, instead of a center of mass, he's putting his upper body where it should be, coming from his hips, pushing his hips into it, standing up and extending his hips on the toe side. Now he starts getting more comfortable and standing up, but still, he's still kind of hunched over a little bit. So instead of being straight, he's a little hunched over. But starting to get his board flat. He's going to be going through some flats, so he rises up and distributes his weight nicely and rides off. Those are some things that he could work on, is extending his hips through his toe side turn and keeping his body aligned a bit more. We can even see it right here, his hand's still just out there. If it could be more right there is where it should be, hanging down to the side. But nice strong riding technique. There's some things that he could use to be a little bit more efficient, using his front foot, ankle to initiate, and really that core, instead of using his shoulders to extend his hips through his toe side turn. So we're going to watch this intermediate rider. She's trying to improve and get onto steeper terrain and have more speed. So I'm just taking a look through here. I'm going to break down this next turn. So I can already see something that catches my eye right now, and it's alignment. And I'm really going to break down right here. So she's putting weight on her front leg. It's bending, but your reference alignments are your board, your hips, your knees, and your shoulders are all aligned. And if we take a look, the board's here, the knees are here, the hips, but really what I'm seeing is the shoulders. So you see everything else, the lower body's in alignment, but the shoulders aren't. So there's a drill that I have, and I focus on this. It's where I drop my front shoulder more. It helps to bend my knee a little bit more. But as we continue on, there's other things that we can work on as well. So one big key thing is keeping my shoulders aligned with the slope as well. So not just my lower body, my hips, knees, and board. I need to also keep my shoulders aligned. So she needs to drop her shoulder a little bit more. And then as she finishes this turn, she just transitioned edges. We're going to take a look just at her legs. So her front leg, you can see it's pretty straight. The back leg, she's bending her hip, ankle, knee a bit more. So what she really wants to focus on is bending her front knee a bit more so that her knee's more bent. And now it's not so much. It's pretty straight there. So if she can point the knee out a little bit more so that she's duck stance, or riding a horse, or a cowgirl stance. So if she can point the knees out like this, and the back knee like that, that's going to help out in her riding and make her more efficient. So those are just some quick things that I saw in this rider in particular. Was that the alignments, the shoulder wasn't aligned, and then that front knee stays pretty stiff. You can see it even starting to lock up right there. It's just starting to really be stiff in that front knee, and you can really see that the back leg is really bent. So that's something that she would want to work on. Go out and watch some of my tutorials on the drills on how to bend, try to touch the front of the board, but I do have a drill section on this particular set of skills, so that's something that I could have her watch that as well, so she gets an idea, and watching this video would help her see what she's doing, particularly where specifically in her riding, and what she can do to improve in each little part of the turn. So there's parts of the turn that you're going to want to be bending a little bit more efficient movements that really can help make a huge difference. So she just finished a toe side turn, but she's all twisted in her upper body. Her hands are pointed here and here. If she could close herself up and just turn her neck a little bit more, then she wouldn't open up her whole upper body, and she'd be better aligned, especially on that toe side edge. As we come along, we can see the upper body. She's really initiated. She's really opened. That back hand's here, the front hand's there, the hip is pointed there. So she's really using a lot of upper body to make this turn. Comes around, and wow, she is really bent in her knee. But look at this front leg, how straight it is. And then look at her arms, just all out of alignment, all over the place there. So a little bit to work on would to maybe hold her hands right next to her pant legs so that she's not using so much of the upper body to make the turn. Let's see as she's coming down. Yeah, so her board is pointing this way, but her upper body is that way. So quite a bit countered position there. Comes around, gets it through, and wow, look at this. She's leaning back so much that the nose is coming off of the ground, of the snow. So she's really leaning back. Her front leg is pretty straight, and the back leg is really bent. That's how the board is lifting up off the ground. So it lifts up off the ground. She gets it around. She's using upper body to get that board come around really quick, and then instead of coming around and finishing her turn and keep going down the hill, what she's going to do is she's going to make her turn and over rotate so that she's skidding, and her back foot becomes her new front foot. She rotates it so much it comes around, and there you go. Now you can see the front foot, or the one that's down the hill more than the other, is her back foot. So she's over rotated. She's using a powerful movement, and it's too much, and it over rotates her around, and she gets out of rhythm, and she skids quite a bit, and she doesn't get her front foot back in front. Oh, her back foot's still the front foot. Oh, there we go. Just compensating, and then right here, she's starting to bend her knee a little bit more, but she's looking right down at her feet, where she should be looking out in front of her. So keep your eyes up. Use more lower body movements. Her hands, right now she's in alignment. Her shoulders, hips, knees, board, all aligned. Let's take a little bit more look as she's coming down. Well, she's bending that front knee. That's good. That's really good. And she's using her body as aligned. Her upper body's aligned. Oh, now she's starting to opening that shoulder up right here. She should close that up, but she's actually opened it up a little bit more. Let's see what. Yep, so she's starting to open it up, that upper body. And there comes the backhand. That backhand is forcing the board to rotate or pivot around quicker because it's open so much, and then you have to use other movements to compensate. And now you can see her board's pointed this way, but her hips, if she would be pointing the same way, she'd be looking over her shoulder, but she's really opened up right here. It's really opened up. So if she could close it more, it'd be a lot more efficient. And as she comes around, right there, still close that shoulder up a little bit more so that she's, I don't see that shoulder, that hand should be, this shoulder should be closed up. And the hand just should be more at the side. So if you were to turn sideways, and just turn her neck instead of her upper body.